Sup y'all, my name is Patrick Ryan, and this is CrossForge Gaming Talking Heads. Yesterday in my Google Now feed, a article from VentureBeat showed up, and they were referencing an article that was released by Polygon probably a few hours earlier. Polygon seems to be the source of this rumor that's going around, and because of that, I'm kind of taking it with a grain of salt. Polygon, in my opinion, is not a super reliable source, but I understand that it is a very big publication, and just because I don't particularly like them doesn't mean that they're wrong about everything. According to Polygon, in an article about Microsoft's first party game development problem, and let's be honest, Microsoft has a really big first party game development problem, they discussed the possibility that Microsoft was very seriously considering looking at Electronic Arts, Valve, and PUBG Corp. Now, I'm not really sure why, but for some reason, the internet seems to have latched on to the Microsoft buying Electronic Arts part of the article. I don't recall in the article it making it sound like there was a bigger chance that Microsoft would buy EA than Valve or PUBG Corp. In fact, I would imagine if Microsoft's going to buy any of them, it would be PUBG Corp. PUBG Corp, obviously the developers of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, has one of the most popular, if not the most popular game out right now. They're a relatively small team, and between the three companies that they could buy, PUBG Corp is going to be the least expensive one to buy, and maybe even have the one with the largest return, because you spend a little bit of money and you get a whole lot of money. Whereas with Electronic Arts, according to several articles that I read, Microsoft could be shelling out somewhere around $36 billion to purchase Electronic Arts. I don't have any idea how much Valve is worth. It just hasn't been something that's been discussed. But EA seems to be the one that everybody's latched onto, and to be honest with you, I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's just because it would be one of the more interesting moves. Buying PUBG Corp, while probably makes a lot of sense, and Microsoft already has a really good relationship with PUBG Corp. They put a lot of money into PUBG to help them optimize the game for PC and for Xbox. The game is a Xbox exclusive. There's not really any word as to whether or not it's a permanent Xbox exclusive or if it's a timed exclusive, but Microsoft has poured a lot of money into establishing a really good relationship with PUBG Corp. Now, to be fair, Microsoft also has a really good relationship with Electronic Arts, maybe even a better relationship with EA than Sony has. Yes, Sony gets exclusive DLC stuff for things like Battlefront and Battlefield and things like that, but Microsoft has a really good history with Electronic Arts. On the Xbox 360, the first Mass Effect was actually published by Microsoft, which is why Mass Effect had not come to the PlayStation for quite a while. In fact, I don't even think you can get the first Mass Effect on anything but PC and Xbox 360. EA Access is exclusive to Xbox and PC. Now, I've heard that a lot of that is because Sony just doesn't want EA Access on the PlayStation platform because they feel like it would compete with PlayStation Plus. I don't know if that's true or not, but it does. The fact remains that that service is exclusive to Microsoft platforms. Peter Moore has a history with Microsoft and the Xbox specifically. Peter Moore started out, and he didn't. I'm not sure he started out here, but when he started becoming a name that people recognize, he was with Sega. Had a lot to do with the Dreamcast over here in the United States. When Sega stopped making consoles, Peter Moore moved over to Xbox, and was, I believe, the head of Xbox for a while. And then eventually he left Xbox and started running Electronic Arts. I don't think he's with them anymore, but that history that's there it still matters. Even if Peter Moore is not with Electronic Arts anymore, the fact that he used to work with Xbox would have something to do with Microsoft and EA having a really good relationship with each other. There's a lot of rumors running around about it. There's a lot of articles. VentureBeat has an article about why it would make sense. Forbes has an article about why it wouldn't make sense. we know that Microsoft is not shy about throwing money at things. I mean, they paid $2 billion for Minecraft. That was one game. If they poured $36 billion into EA, they're getting Mass Effect, they're getting Dragon Age, they're getting Titanfall, which for a little while was exclusive to the Microsoft platforms. They would essentially be getting the Star Wars license because EA has exclusive rights to make Star Wars games from Disney. So there's a lot of interesting scenarios here, a lot of interesting things to think about. I think it makes way more sense for Microsoft to buy a company like PUBG Corp. Buying Valve would be really, really interesting. I don't see that happening. First of all, I don't think it makes sense for Valve to sell. But secondly, the effect that that would have on the PC gaming industry is monumental. And I'm not necessarily sure that a lot of gamers would really take well to Microsoft coming in and buying the company that means that people can play on their PCs without having to deal with Microsoft other than having a Windows license on their machine. So, and I could make a whole video about that, but that's what's going around. That's in the rumor mill right now. If that's something that you have some thoughts on, we'd love to hear about them. Comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so that you'll be notified when we upload new videos and when they go live. And don't forget to check us out over on Twitch, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Patreon. All links to those things are in the description below. Have a good one. I love you. This has been Patrick Ryan with CrossForge Gaming Talking Heads, and I will see you around.